looked into those beautiful blue eyes and I said, Mila, look at me. Look at me. My daughter, in no surprise, never looked back into my eyes. It was normal. A normalcy of not having that simple connection with my 8-month-old daughter. Why is she so different? Something was missing. Something wasn't right. Am I seeing things clearly? Like, not to compare, but your child can say, Mama, Dada, and point to over there, but my child is so behind. She's lost. Her mind is far. This isn't fair. Is this my fault? Did I do something wrong? She's in her own world all of the time. What do I do? Who do I talk to? My mind went on this rapid climb, climbing up this unknown hill, looking for answers while dodging the criticism from others, judging. Why my child is so different. 10 months later, I reached the top. The doctor said it's autism. Autism? Autistic? It couldn't be. These words burnt a hole inside of me. I guess I knew that was coming, but denial was easier to embrace than to have your child defined as a disability. I sat there with my head in my hands crying, why God? Why us? Why me? Why her to have this carpet ripped from under our feet? My thoughts went wild, thinking about her future and what it held, thinking about what the world is going to think and the struggles we're going to find. I felt like I lost someone that day, someone who was already lost in her own way, lost in a world consumed by her own shadow, colors, and shapes. I took a very close look at my daughter that day. But to my surprise, I couldn't find any bruises, not even one scrape. I found this perfect child in her own perfect way. That moment, I turned back to God and I gave him all the praise. She was put here for a reason, and that's why I'm here today. There is so much more to this life than what we see and what we hear. It's all around us. It's called spiritual warfare. See, the enemy wants you to run and to burn, but God, if you let him in, he'll never give up his turn. Don't get me wrong, I mourned over a loss that day, a loss of what this world considered perfection, but I now know it was all a perception. And I look at my daughter and my life with a whole new perspective. The gloves, they came back on and my spirit was ready to fight. I said, God, I trust you. You do your part and I'll do mine. I dove headfirst into accepting my child as a human being, not a labeled hard time. Yeah, life, it's hard. Ask anyone. We've all had our struggles on this earth, but feeling defeated and defensive will literally debilitate the way you live in turn. That day I prayed, I felt this peace over my little girl, and right then I knew God chose me to be her world. And I'll never forget the love that I felt when I started seeing changes in her because I continued to ask for help. I asked God to open the doors, the ones that'll lead us to what we were called here for. God equipped me with the right tools to untrap her mind so one day I could prove to her you were there the whole time. This is not just a testimony from up above, it's a statement and a fact that the answer is purely love. God is love. If you live today with only one thought, I'd simply tell you to love everything and love everyone, because if I cared what this contaminated world thought, I'd have a lot of hate filling that hole I once lost when I heard the word autism. But instead I filled it with love. So love him and love her and love everyone. Love on this earth, love the stars and the warmth of our God-given sun. And please don't forget what I shared with you today. I love my daughter. I wouldn't change our lives any other way. Thank you, God.